is adding and subtracting integers. This is fairly simple, so I'm just going to be doing some practice problems, and then that's pretty much it. So the first practice problem we'll do is, let's do 2 plus 3. This should be fairly simple for everyone. This is obviously 5. These are positive integers, and that's positive integer. The next thing we'll spend time on is our negative integers. Subtracting positive integers. So let's do 3 minus 2. This also should be fairly simple. 3 minus 2 is obviously 1. I'm going to spend time on equations, like integers that are negative integers, and also numbers that result in negative numbers. So let's do that first. What is 2 minus 3? It's negative 1. You had 2, and you're subtracting 3, which is actually more than you already had. And so that would result in something that's less than 0, less than nothing. And we call those negative numbers. And so 2 minus 3 is negative 1. The thing about subtracting numbers is that you can actually flip them. So 2 minus 3 is also equal to the negative of 3 minus 2. I'll prove this at a later point when we get into like equations and stuff like that. But just for the sake of it, just write in your notebook or something that a minus b is equal to negative b minus a. Alright, we'll just have that up there. Let's do a few problems. What is 5 minus 10? I'll give you a few seconds to do this. If you said negative 5, you'd be correct. In this problem, A is 5, B is 10. And if we plug it in this, we can see that B, 10, minus A, 5, is equal to 5. If we add that negative sign, we get negative 5. That you can't use this unless you really know how negative signs work, which we will go in next tomorrow. And so if b minus a is a negative number, you'll have to do something else for this. But really, if b minus a is a negative number, that would mean that a is like larger than b, so you really don't need to. For example, if a was larger, 10 minus 5, we all know what that is. That's positive 5. So we don't need to use that. But if we had 5 minus 10, it is larger than 5. So how can you take 10 from 5? We use negative numbers. 5 minus 10 is negative 5. Next thing I want to spend some time on are adding and subtracting negative integers. For example, a plus negative 2. This is basically saying is that you have 8, and plus negative 2 is equal to just minus 2, because there's only one negative sign. This is equal to 8 minus 2, which is 6. However, a minus negative 2, we know that two negative signs means addition. 8 minus negative 2 is equal to 8 plus 2, because we have two negative signs. is 10. Negative 4 plus 8. Go into what are called terms, but really what you can just think about right now is negative 4 is 1, and then positive 8 is another. These little sections can be rearranged. But think about it, positive numbers, they don't really need that sign, but negative numbers definitely do. There's 8, and there's negative 4. You can rearrange them to write it as 8 minus 4. You took this 8, and you put it in front of that negative 4 to get 8 minus 4. So 8 minus 4 is 4. So negative 4 plus 8 is equal to positive 4. Let's try one ourselves. Negative 5 plus 10. What does that equal? Well, 10 is 1 unit. As I said, we don't need to add that plus because it's a positive number, but we do need to attach that negative sign because 5 and negative 5 are different. Let's rearrange it by putting the 10 in front. We get 10 minus 5. 5 here, then positive 5, the negative 5 here, and the negative 5 here, and the positive 10 equal positive 10. So wait, the answer was 5, by the way. Negative 5 plus 10 is 5. Do something else. Let's do 12 plus 13. If you answered positive 1, then you'd be correct. Positive 1 is also 1. We can rearrange it by putting the 13 in front. You get 13 minus 12, and 13 minus 12 is 1. Let's focus on something else. So, what happens when you subtract a negative number from a negative number? What is negative 3 minus 4? Well, on the number line, let's read the number line real quick. 0, so let's see, this is negative 3. Okay. Anyway, we start negative 3. And we go negative 4, which is the left. We go to the left 4 units. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's negative 7. So you can really think of this as negative 3, and then you go to the left 4 more times. Let's try one ourselves. What is negative 2 minus 8? If you answered negative 10, you'd be correct. Negative 2, and then go to the left 8 more times. This is basically negative 2 plus 8. Said I'll prove a lot of these things later, but you can just think of this as negative 2 to the left of 0 2 times, and then going 8 more times to the left. So that's pretty much, I think, all you need to know for the homework. Actually, let's go over one more. You'll see this on the homework. It's things that don't require just one. So, for example, what is 12 minus 4 plus, usually known, 4 minus 10. Let's do this real quick. We know that we have to do what's in parentheses first. Actually, you probably don't know that, but PEMDAS, I'm not sure if you guys learned this in school yet. But order of operations, you always do what's in the parentheses first. 4 minus 10. That's also equal to, as I told you, negative 10 minus 4, which is negative 6, because 10 minus 4 is 6. And you put that negative sign in front, and you have negative 6. So 12 minus 4 minus 10 is negative 6. Two negative signs makes a positive, so 12 plus 6, which is equal to 18. So 12 minus, parentheses, 4 minus 10, parentheses, is 18. That's all you need to know for the homework. Do the homework, submit it, and you're done.